Timelines are splitting. Can you feel it? Well, stick around and you're going to understand a little bit more how to spot the changes in the timelines and the new 5D timelines starting to come through. About a year ago, I did a video on timeline split with a powerful message from my Pleiadian guide. I'm going to link that video here, but I wanted to expand upon that a little bit. We're farther along in the process, this ascension process. The collective is changing. There's a lot happening. And these 5D timelines, these new frequencies are pushing up and they're coming through. So it's a matter of allowing it. But we're at a critical point right now, and it's very important to be aware of what we as light workers can do to really help anchor in these higher frequency timelines. You see, when we expect timelines to be shifting and changing, we use different terms. We talk about timeline splitting, timelines converging, and I know sometimes I use both of those terms kind of interchangeably. I want to explain a little bit as to what's going on with that. So from a 3D perspective, we're on this 3D timeline, and there are various timelines within the 3D frequency that one could experience depending on where your frequency is. So you think of maybe 3D being a bandwidth here, and there are various different levels of timelines that can be experienced, and we're constantly moving up and down through those. But what's happening now is we've had a splitting off of New Earth, essentially kind of cracked off the old 3D Earth, and it's expanding, right? So we're opening up to these changes, to these newer timelines, and we're able to perceive them. Now, as we go up in frequency, we start to be able to see many different higher frequency timelines. And as we continue to ground our soul's energy into our body, that's where the convergence of these timelines occur. They start to come together. We start to bring all of the multiple possibilities into one timeline. So hope that helped to explain the splitting versus a convergence thing. I know I use them interchangeably, but right now what's happening is we're kind of opening up to multiple higher frequency timelines, different potentials, different possibilities. So we want to ground our soul's energy. We want to remain true to who we are, follow our guidance, follow our guides and our intuition so that we could stay on the highest possible path. Now, as we do that, we will start to converge these higher frequency timelines. They will all start to come together, meaning your aspects of your different star family, your Pleiadian, Arcturian, Sirian, Lyran, whoever it may be, many of those are going to start to converge. You're going to start to have memories or remembrances of lives as these different aspects of you. That's what I mean when I'm talking about converging. So we're moving up in the frequency bandwidth, and we are becoming more perceptive to these varying different lifetimes or parallel realities, right? And these all represent timelines. Now, they are all coming back together as one into the present, and we bring it down into our physical body. Now, as far as the collective goes, we're at a very critical point right now because we are moving away from the old 3D timeline. A lot of people are awakening. A lot of people are kind of saying, you know, I'm done with this. We see it with the trucker convoy in Canada, stuff happening in Australia, even here in America. There's a lot of people standing up saying, look, we're done with this. And what they're done with is identifying with the old 3D timelines. They're ready to take power back, take their responsibility back, and start to make conscious choices of how they want to move forward. This is a very good sign. This is a sign that these 5D frequencies are moving through and pushing the density up so that it can be alchemized. That's what's happening. Now, as light workers, very, very important for us at this point to be able to offer a safe space, a space for people who are waking up to be able to expand and to grow. Because what we don't want to happen at this point is for them to start to feel a sense of normalcy again and get back in subtly into those old patterns of being controlled. That can happen, and it can happen easier than you think. Okay, when awareness is brought to subconscious patterning and we spend time in it and say we're done with it, we need to continue moving through that energy and alchemizing it. Once the external changes to kind of support that new decision, we tend to fall back into the subconscious patterning. We get comfortable again, right? So we need to be able to help those individuals remember the experiences that they've gone through and make sure that they anchor in their sovereignty, their power of choice, their free will. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Now, as we can do that, what we do is we are grounding these higher frequency timelines. We're pulling them in and we're bringing them together, right? After this split off from 3D. So we offer that energy up to others. We allow them to see it reflected back to them through us, and we give them the opportunity to align with it as well. So we want to be showing people right now about their sovereignty, about their power, the fact that maybe the past few years, they were guided by their subconscious, by their fears, by their subconscious programming, and not their free will. So we want to return them to that by offering them space that is supportive of that energy. So we're allowing them to find it, all done electromagnetically, right? If they're ready to shift and align, there will be a change within their body. They will align with that frequency, and that higher frequency energy will come through them, and it will make sense. It'll come through as a knowing or remembrance or whatever. And with that, on the heels comes their galactic heritage and all that goodness, their guides, their intuition, everything starts to pour through. All these multiple iterations, these multiple incarnations, it all comes through and it converges into the present. And when that happens, they have now the ability to direct their path with full consciousness. Okay, so that's what's going on. So I did want to give a little bit of clarity as to, when I talk about separating timelines, converging timelines, to clear that up for you. But more importantly, the message in this video is to bring awareness to what's happening externally, okay, and just help others guide themselves to continue to ground the energy that they are waking up to. Okay, so we've been through this. It's time we step into our power and offer that up. Offer it up as safe space, a helping hand, guidance. Sometimes it's even silence, right? It's an anchored energy of light, of our highest self, just anchored in just being present. Oftentimes that's enough. You don't even need to say anything, but it reminds people who they truly are, divine beings of light, multidimensional beings. So that's what we've got to do. If this video resonated, hit that like button, guys. I want the YouTube algorithm to learn who would benefit from these videos and get it out in front of them so that they can be helped by this. Please share it if this resonated. I would greatly appreciate it. If you're noticing some of this, comment below. I would love to hear from you and get your feedback on what you're experiencing. And plus, when you comment on these videos, others get to see it, and it can awaken something within them, and can give a spark of inspiration or a spark of knowing. So that's a very powerful thing. So definitely do that. Until next time, thank you.